Holy shit. We're going to talk about it. We're going to take your calls, all that good stuff. I hope you can hear me. I haven't done a YouTube live stream in a long time. All future live streams will happen on twitch.tv/Tubby. So if you're watching this right now, there's a link in the description. It is my twitch.tv page. This will be one of the last, if not the last, live streams ever on my main channel. So if you're watching this, go check it out, twitch.tv/TubbyEmu. I don't even know if we're live. My fucking cat's coming in here. I don't even know what to say. There is so much happening. Holy shit. We're going to talk about it. We're going to take your call. Okay, we're live. We're on a 40-second delay, though. I keep forgetting that. It's YouTube. Wait, Twitch has got a delay now, too. If you want to call in, the number is on screen, 619-618-0268. I'm going to try to see if we can get other people on here for the panel. I don't really have anything planned. This was just kind of last minute because of what happened on the pay-per-view and blew my fucking mind. We're going to save the last two matches for a little bit because I know that's what's on everybody's mind. The Brock, oh man, I can't even bring myself to say this. Brock Lesnar versus The Undertaker and the main event. Oh my god. I'm in so much shock right now that literally I can't even begin to tell you what is going through my mind. I still, after that match was over, was sitting there going, what in the absolute fuck just happened? I could not believe it. We're going to take your call, 619-618-0268. I also want to remind you guys, if you're just watching this, if you've never seen me before, check out the Twitch YouTube page. Wait a minute, what's going on? Something just froze. Okay, no, we're good. As we've got Triple H making his way to the ring. Let me just say, when Triple H and Daniel Bryan first started off, we're going to start with that match. A lot of people, if you follow me on Twitter, you know I'm a huge Daniel Bryan fan, obviously, but I've been kind of going with Triple H. I just want Triple H to bury everything. I think he's the best character going right now in the WWE. Triple H is great. In this match, him and Daniel Bryan went at it. They put on an absolute show. So if you want to talk about Daniel Bryan versus Triple H, match number 1, save the other stuff to talk about because we're not going to talk about it. So if you want to talk about match number 1, Triple H versus D-Bry, hit me a call, 619-618-0268. If you give me 1 second, guys, we're going to try to see if I can get somebody in here. Let's see here. I wonder if we can get Nodis fan. Matt. Hold on. Let me see if I can get Nodis fan up in this bitch. Him and Junk are there streaming. Oh, wait. We got text messages. There's just so much to... Oh, my God. Yeah, my friends. What the fuck? That's an actual text message from one of my friends that doesn't even watch wrestling. He watches every WrestleMania, and that's pretty much about it. He watches occasionally. And he's actually was my intern, Haru. He said, what the fuck? In the semi-main event, guys. All right, let's take a call. What is up? Who is this?
It is Dawson.
All right, Dawson. I'm going to keep you to Daniel Bryan versus Triple H. Obviously, if you want to talk about something else, you can always call back. But Daniel Bryan versus Triple H, the opening match. Who did you want to win this one?
Obviously, Daniel Bryan.
So you wanted Daniel Bryan to win. What did you think of the actual match itself, though? Did you like it? Were you happy with it? What would you rate it out of 10?
I think it was like the best match of the night, in my opinion, because I honestly think tomorrow night on Monday Night Raw, Triple H is going to have some apologies to give out, and I think he needs to swallow his pride and just admit that Daniel Bryan is an A-plus player.
Well, after last night, after everything he threw at him, I think you're right. I think he's got to name him an A-plus player. All right, you have a YouTube or Twitter or anything you want to shout out, sir?
Yeah, my YouTube channel is Spike's Fun Show, all one word, and almost 200 subscribers, so I would love to reach that number.
Awesome, man. Thanks for your call. I appreciate it. All right, we're going to kind of go through them fast, so we're going to do 1 to 2 minute calls, guys. If you're calling in, 619-618-0268. We got Daniel taking on Triple H. Now, let's talk about, first of all, Daniel Bryan's attire for this WrestleMania. He was wearing fuzzy kick pads. I think him and John Morrison's return is imminent, and they're going to have a battle over who can wear the fuzzy kick pads. Hey, is that right? I don't know. Let me see. There's got to be... Oh, I was going to tell Matt. Let's see if I can get this gun on there. I don't think he'll join me because he's doing the stream. Hey, bud, you want to combine streams? I'm streaming too. All right, let's take another call as we wait, though. Daniel Bryan, Triple H. If you want to talk about it, 619-618-0268. Hey, what is up? Who's this?
Hello?
Hey, what's up? Who's this?
This is Adam from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, man.
All right. First of all, let me start off. What did you think of the opening match, and what would you rate it out of 10?
Yeah. I gotta give it like a 6.
All right, so you were did you want Daniel or Triple H to win?
I really wanted Triple H to win, and Triple H.
I'm the game.
Why? It's kind of weird. Daniel Bryan is hurt. He's not in shape to fight for a championship because look who is he facing? He's facing Batista and Randy Orton.
Yep.
And he's going to get destroyed. And speaking of the match, Randy Orton was going for an RKO and he fell on some kind of monitor. And he was.
Yeah,
I thought he was really hurt. I thought he was really hurt. He's like looking up. He's like, "What is this? What did I hit into?"
All right, now when you said you wanted Triple H to win, so I want to ask you this before we let you go. Did you expect Triple H to go on to win the main event, or did you just want him to beat Daniel Bryan?
I was thinking like Triple H take out Randy Orton, and then at the end Batista versus Triple H. I really would think Batista to win.
You thought Batista was going to win. All right. You have a YouTube or Twitter or anything you want to shout out, sir?
What'd you say?
You have a YouTube or Twitter or anything you want to shout out to people?
Yes, I want to shout out Isaiah Davis on YouTube. Shout out Adam Scoggins 82 and Adam Scoggins 13 on YouTube.
Awesome, man. Thank you. I appreciate your call. All right, guys, if you call, make sure to mute your microphone, mute the computer audio if you have something playing. Let me get into my thoughts here before I take another call here. Daniel Bryan versus Triple H, I thought was a very good match. I like where they went with it. At the start of the match, I thought Triple H was gonna walk away. He just starts sitting back and he's like, eh. And then they start going at it, and everything that happened, I thought they'd. Oh shit! Wait a minute. Oh, no wonder why. People are. I always do this. I forget to not put it on the computer. We're gonna try to come back and win with Daniel Bryan. I forgot that I actually have to play. It was crazy to me though that one, nobody interfered other than the main event, which we'll talk about. I thought it was absolutely crazy that nobody interfered. Am I the only one that thought somebody was gonna interfere? Until you see the second match of the night, which turned out to be a major squash fest. Absolute squash fest that I wasn't expecting. That actually surprised me more than something else that happened. But I don't think I'm ever going to hit that comeback. You know what? Let me just end it, and then we're going to put on a computer match. With Daniel and Triple H, let me just say this, though. I was hoping Triple H, the unexpected, would happen because I wanted something at Mania to happen that would be unexpected. And we've got that. And I don't think we can wait to talk about it any longer. I don't think we can. At WrestleMania tonight, spoilers ahead. If you don't want to know, well, you're watching a results live stream, but this is your last warning. Get away if you want to know what happened in Undertaker versus Brock Lesnar. I can't wait to talk about it. I can't. It's the match that has got me the most, what the fuck just happened? So I'm going to put that on screen. Let me make sure I put it on computer, though. And not The Undertaker versus a dead Brock Lesnar corpse. Brock Lesnar, last chance to click away if you don't want to know what happened. Brock Lesnar beat The Undertaker at WrestleMania 30. Yes, absolutely. Can I show the picture of the dude's face? Let me see. Let me see if I can pull up. Actually, I don't think I can. If you go to my Twitter page, the dude's face, the gentleman, and I photoshopped the picture of CM Punk in the background, but everybody in that arena, when that 3 count hit, were like, what the fuck just happened? Now, the bell, there's like some conspiracy theorists going around that, one, the bell didn't ring, his music didn't start playing, that, all this stuff, that it was botched, that Taker must have got hurt on the last F5, that it wasn't supposed to be 21-1, that, and all this stuff that they're talking about, they're laying down these conspiracy theories. I think it was one of the dirt sheets on their Facebook page had a post, and they were listing all the reasons why it was a botched finish. It wasn't the way it was supposed to go. And I'm kind of in shock about that, to be honest with you. Because a lot of people are mad, they're upset, and I can understand why. Brock Lesnar beating the streak was not my number one guy to beat the streak. If anybody beat the streak, I don't care what you think, it should have been John Cena, whatever. But if you watch Taker's match with Brock Lesnar, regardless of the style they fought between Brock and, Taker, more physical, slower paced, really beating each other down, you have to wonder, and I'm throwing this out there, and I might piss some people off, but after seeing Brock versus Taker, had Taker won, would you have wanted to see another Taker match? Because it just seemed like Taker wasn't all in it. There's something about that match just felt off. That whether it be Brock Lesnar being the guy in the ring, whether it may be going into it, nobody thought Brock had a chance. I can't explain what it was, but something in that match felt off. It didn't feel like a match with the Undertaker should feel for me. It really didn't. I started to turn away at points. And I think the big reason for that was the build-up. The whole build-up was Undertaker getting in the head of Brock Lesnar. He comes out, he does the casket thing, they blow over CM Punk in the previews, he lights a casket on fire, his entrance took longer than ever, I probably could have ran to Walmart and did some grocery shopping. But overall, there was still really no story. It was, the Beast Incarnate's coming there to take out Lesnar. And I think even Lesnar was shocked. I mean, afterwards, that was another conspiracy thing where people were like, even Brock looked shocked. Because Taker just laid there. Once the F5 happened, he just laid there and laid there and laid there. And to all the people that are mad at WWE, I want to say this first of all. Undertaker's streak should have ended at 20-0. I thought once they went to 21-0, it's just not the same. 21-0. I think 20-0 would have been the place to stop. That's just me personally. But 22-0 doesn't, what if Taker finally just gets his match at Mania that's not related to the streak? Is he done? Is it his retirement match? All of that, we're going to talk about it. So if you want to talk Undertaker, Brock Lesnar, you can talk whatever you want. But if you want to talk about this match, 619-618-0268, let's go ahead and take some calls. Hey, what is up? Who is this?
Hey, Tubby.
What's up, man? All right. Do you want to talk about Brock Taker, or is there anything else that's more important to you?
Yes, that. Oh man, I was watching it on the WWE network, and I was like, all right, we all know what's gonna happen. Undertaker's gonna win again. So
yep.
I'd
agree with that. Yep.
Can't even.
Now, what was your? You saw all the pictures from the people in the crowd, all their reactions. What was your reaction? What was your honest? Did you yell? Did you sit there in shock? What was the reaction?
I was like that guy that you photoshopped that I saw, that guy's face. I was like, wait a second, is it lagging or did something happen or did what's going on here? Did he kick out and then all of a sudden he lost? I was like,
well, because a lot of people were wondering because there wasn't a ring bell or anything.
Yeah, his music didn't start playing. Undertaker was still down. I think the referee, when he hit the second tap, he didn't tap. I didn't hear a tap. I don't think Undertaker heard anything.
Well, let me just say this though: if you're going to beat Taker at Mania, right? This streak has been going on 21 years. If you're WWE, I don't think, first of all, you hit your opponent's music. I think you let people stay in shock because it is that moment of shock. It's about The Undertaker. And had they hit Brock Lesnar's music right away, that shock, it would have been overdone by Brock Lesnar's music. Because I think even Brock was shocked at that point. So yeah. I was okay with the music not being hit, but like everybody that tweeted about it, I was in complete and utter shock. Now let me ask you this: did it take you out of the rest of the pay-per-view that you were so shocked? Were you thinking about it the rest of the night, or were you able to recover?
I automatically was like, I'm done. I'm done with the pay-per-view. I don't care who wins from now on. I am done. Daniel Bryan came out. I saw him get injured and taken away. I was like, nope, I'm done. I'm done. I switched the channel. I turned off the TV, and I literally went to play 2K14, and I screamed and killed so many people. And my friend calls me and says, why did you leave? I'm like, dude, Daniel Bryan's done. He lost. He told me, dude, Daniel Bryan fought back and came back to fight even more.
Yeah, Daniel Bryan was an absolute beast in that main event. All right, sir, do you have a YouTube, Twitter, anything you want to shout out to the people?
Not really. I've called so many times over the stream. I thought you would recognize me, Tubby. It's me, Nova.
Yeah, I can tell. That's why I'm cutting you off, dog.
Yeah, I really wanted Bad News Barrett to come out to tell Stone Cold and The Rock saying...
Could you imagine the heat? No, all right. No, I'm going to keep you on for a little bit if you don't mind. I'm just saying this right now. After Taker had lost, and if this is his last match, I never would say this. And I know a lot of people with Taker are going to get mad at me. But me personally, I still want to see Wade Barrett versus Taker after what he did to him at Bray in 2010, but that's just me. At the Rumble, they had said, I think it was Stone Cold or, some of the guys had said, why the fuck would you put Ray in that position? Why didn't you do it for Barrett? Get him some heat. Had Barrett came out after that match, I don't think there could have been a more heel. Like, honestly, I don't know what would put Barrett over more than interrupting Undertaker's loss at WrestleMania. It's great, and I know a lot of people are like, "Fuck you, Tubby," and they're like, "Peace him out of here." But I think that would have been crazy. But if it was his last match, I think they did it with class. If he's gonna lose, and a lot of people are mad, how do we know he didn't want to lose to Brock Lesnar though? I mean, how do we know? Because Brock left for UFC years ago. How do we know he didn't want to face Brock 4 years ago when the whole UFC confrontation happened? I personally think he wanted to lose to Brock.
Yeah, it's payback, because I remember that chain match when he was Biker, and that was a really, brutal on the Undertaker, and I don't know, it's just...
I think a lot of people are mad that he's a part-timer, that he's the one that beats him without pretty much any storyline compared to last year's storyline at Triple H and HBK. And if you think about the logic, though, the man that couldn't beat the Triple H at Mania beat the guy who couldn't beat him twice. So Triple H couldn't beat Undertaker twice, but Brock couldn't beat Triple H, but Brock can beat Undertaker. WWE logic. I think at the same point, though, let me ask you an honest opinion on this. Watching Taker in this match, would you have wanted to see a WrestleMania 31 match with him? Did it just seem off to you?
I actually would, because if I would have found out that he won, and then after the match they announced WWE WrestleMania 31 will be in California, my hometown, and it would probably be my first WrestleMania to ever go to live and to actually see The Undertaker. But now that we don't know, his career, he might return for maybe to face Brock Lesnar again just for redemption, but not for the streak. Redemption.
I don't know. Let me just say this, though. This blows up everything about Sting and Taker. I think the WWE closed out a chapter on their whole saga with WrestleMania 30, and I think they, as shocking as it was, I think WWE knew what they were doing. And, I had said at one point tonight on Twitter, and I don't know if people had followed this, but I had said that this is a huge test for WWE. This is to see if Daniel Bryan is as over as people say he is, if it's a fad or not. You had Taker, the most beloved superstar with a WrestleMania streak. You just saw him lose. And the Divas match put on a hell of a match. I'm not going to take anything away from the Divas. The Divas match was absolutely fantastic, and I feel so bad for them that they had to go on after Taker, because there was a lot of great spots in that match. That Divas match impressed me.
I was like, okay, come on, I want to see a Divas match. I want to see something bad to end up something to be good with The Undertaker. It didn't happen.
And you didn't even get to see the Divas match because you turned away. So there was a lot of good spots, and I think a lot of people, though, and I tweeted this, are going to shit all over the main event, and they're going to shit all over the Divas match because of what happened. But, and this is what we're going to talk about in a little bit here, and I want to thank Noah for staying on a little bit longer, is I think Daniel Bryan, after everything he went over, proved to me that the WWE made the right decision. They ended a chapter with Taker, they ended a legacy, and they went on to the new talent, the new guys, and I think that's what this WrestleMania was about. minus John Cena and Bray Wyatt, but we're still going to talk about that. All right, Nova, Twitter, YouTube, gamertag, anything you want to shout out, dog?
Nah, just congrats on getting detubified.
Awesome, man. I appreciate it, Nova.
Afraid I got some bad news.
Yeah, I'm afraid I've got some bad news. Okay, I'm going to tweet this out, and I want to go, what would your reaction have been if #bad news Barrett had came out after Taker's loss? Let me know. And I want to get your thoughts on it. Like, legitimately, like, as I'm not talking about in terms of respect for Taker, because if this was Taker's last WrestleMania, I would never ever want to take away that moment from Undertaker. Him in the ring, him walking out on his own. I never would wish that upon. I still thought he should have went undefeated, but that's another topic. But what would your reaction been if Bad News Barrett came out? Would you have been okay with it? Would you have thought it was cheesy and unclassy? Personally, I still want to see Barrett versus Taker, so I'm a little biased. But I want to know your thoughts. So I tweeted this out, and let me post my Twitter for anybody that doesn't follow me on Twitter. I'm going to put in the link in the description. Where is my Twitter? There it is. Okay, so I'm going to go hit me up. All right, it's in the description. Come on over. Tweet at me. Let me read some of these responses on air right now. A lot of people are retweeting it, but what would your response have been, guys? Honestly. All right. What is up? Who is this?
It's Dawson again.
All right, Dawson. Now we're talking about it, man. First of all, what was your initial reaction? Were you like the guy in the front row? Is that what you want to talk about, or you want to talk about Bryan?
Well,
let me.
I want to actually talk about a few things.
Okay.
If you don't mind. One, I think what WWE did with for WrestleMania, the 30-year anniversary, bringing back all the legends and everything, I think that was a really good deal. And I'm not really counting the streak as ending at 21-1. I'm more counting it as, the 21 years out of the 30. And I would say, at first I wanted Undertaker to win, but as the match continued, I just thought, his legacy, it's getting to the time when it's, getting kind of old in my opinion. And I was actually in shock at first, but I ended up enjoying it a bit. And I know a lot of people are going to say it's pretty bad, but I think the Bryan situation and him winning, I thought, honestly, I thought it was over when they took him out on a stretcher. But in my opinion, this whole entire WrestleMania was so predictable. You could call it down. You knew Daniel Bryan was going to beat Triple H, and most people were, not just because Daniel Bryan is the favorite guy, but they knew that he was going to win the main event, in my opinion. Or am I wrong? Or
no, I honestly thought, I was thinking somebody could steal it. I honestly thought somebody could steal it.
Right.
But here's what I want to go back to that a lot of people miss. There was a rumors out a couple months ago that Undertaker said he wanted to work with Daniel Bryan.
Oh, yeah.
They said, Taker, if he, chooses his opponent, he'd want to face Daniel Bryan. And I said, the whole Bray thing, if like he led Daniel to be a monster to face Taker, how awesome that would be.
Right.
But like I said on Twitter tonight, Taker, after everything he's done for the WWE, he has a say in this. There is no doubt in my mind that if Taker's lost tonight, obviously, let's just say for crazy things that it was botched. That would change things. But if that's the way it was supposed to go down.
I don't think he was meant to lose. Honestly, I don't. I think that he ended up getting hurt after that last F5, and that just, maybe it was a bad ref call. I don't know, but I don't think he was meant to lose, just like you said, with the bell not ringing and the music not hitting.
But here's what I want to bring up, though. If I'm Undertaker and I wanted to face Daniel Bryan, like, obviously, he's going to have a say in his streak. I don't care what people say after you've been with him 21 years, you've headlined the WrestleManias. Undertaker damn well has a hand in whether he loses or not, okay?
Right.
If he couldn't face Daniel Bryan, what better way than for him to go out and then for the whole crowd to get behind the guy he wanted to face to be the face of the pay-per-view? Now, here's where I'm a little nervous, though. Yes, Daniel Bryan overcame everything, and everything he went through tonight was fan-fucking-tastic, and it makes him a legitimate champion. The problem is, coming out of this WrestleMania, are they going to be talking about Daniel Bryan overcoming the Authority, or are they going to be talking about the Undertaker streak being over?
Well, in my opinion, I think the Authority. I think at the end of the era has it is ended for the Authority. Not only did Daniel Bryan defeat Triple H, but the Shield defeated the team of, who was it, Kane and Road Dogs?
Yeah, the New Age Outlaws. Absolute squash match. It was a 2-minute match.
And yeah, I mean, I actually, when the entrances were hitting, I went to go get a drink, and I came back, and I saw the spear from Roman Reigns and then the count out, and I was just like, okay, well, that was a fast match. But what really actually started to bore me, and it actually took my excitement for this pay-per-view, and just until the Taker match was just the John Cena versus Bray Wyatt. That, honestly, I think was the worst match of the night. I would have rather have enjoyed 2 hours of Divas than watch Bray Wyatt and John Cena. I was hoping maybe he might, turn heel, but I don't know. I guess we'll just have to see how that goes.
All right, you want to go ahead and shout your YouTube and Twitter out again?
Yeah, YouTube Spike Spun Show.
Awesome, man. I appreciate it, Dawson.
Wonderful talking to you. Congratulations. You're almost, I think, at 125,000 subs.
127,500, but thank you very much. But I'm afraid I've got some bad news. All right, there we go. All right, let me read some of these Twitter responses, though. And we're going to talk John Cena and Bray Wyatt. And most people are going to probably get mad at me, but Bray versus John Cena was one hell of a match. Wrestling match? Nah. Storytelling? Abso-fucking-lutely amazing. If you didn't... Going into this, John Cena always faces matches where the guys are like, I want to beat him and end him. Bray came in. I don't know why John Cena's got a title. Apparently he does. Bray Wyatt came in, and to start the pay-per-view, he gets on his knees and tells John to end him. He gets, oh my God, Bray Wyatt. Tonight, people are saying John Cena buried Bray Wyatt. That John Cena doesn't put anybody over. That John Cena goes to WrestleMania after Bray Wyatt's had one of the most impressive builds. John Cena took a big shit over him and said no. He took a whole beating the whole time, and then he just wins out of nowhere. No. This match was never about, and I still think it's going to Extreme Rules and beyond, because I think there's a lot more to tell. I could be wrong. Maybe it's over. Bray Wyatt has never been about the wins and the losses. Bray Wyatt's character is multifaceted. We're seeing new things every week from them, whether it's the family, whether it's anything that's happening with the dynamic, his promos. I've gotten a little bit silly because they're always in a back room, that whole thing. But Bray Wyatt in general, there's so much we still don't know about him. Everything that goes on with him, and I'm a little sad we didn't get Pantaloons tonight. But everything about Bray's character stands out. There is not one other superstar on this roster. I don't care what you say. Daniel Bryan, nobody on this roster right now, besides Triple H, my king, the game, has a better character than Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt took Husky Harris, got repackaged, came back with the most awesome gimmick, the most awesome. He pulls it off so well as this crazy. He was laughing during the match when he was getting the shit kicked out of him. He was telling John to finish him. The match may not have been the most technical match. The match may not have been a 5-star John Cena versus CM Punk Money in the Bank 2011. But the match was storytelling 101. It was psychology. It was Jake the Snake Roberts in a heartbeat. It was to all the people complaining just because Cena won. There was so many attempts where Cena was starting to go heel. There was so many teases. Look at what Bray did to overcome Daniel Bryan. If Bray keeps going after the Wyatts, if Bray keeps going after John Cena and this continues to Extreme Rules, I think WWE's onto something big. Hey, what is up? Who is this?
Who is this? Is Drew.
All right, Drew, man. All right, what do you want to talk about? There's a lot of things. Are you more concerned about Undertaker, or is there another match that kind of blew you away?
I know you guys have been talking a lot about Undertaker, but I'm going to talk about that and the John Cena thing pretty much.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so, like, pretty much the John Cena thing, I'm with Tubby on that one. Like, you build this guy, and you keep building this guy for so long, and you make him nearly the top heel in the company, and then, like, right there at the end, you just kind of shut him off. And I get it, like, it's not about the wins and losses, but, like, why would you do that to him? That's kind of burying that guy, so to speak, in a way.
Well, see, here's what I think, though, with Bray Wyatt, and this is, where I was kind of going at it. I was like, there's no way at WrestleMania the biggest guy, can come in and lose. Same thing last year with Triple H versus Brock Lesnar, but then at the very next pay-per-view, Bork finished him off, right? And Brock now went on to beat Taker at Mania. So there's still hope. But Bray coming out in the first place, though, and this is why the storytelling was so great, getting on it and telling him to finish him. He gave him so many opportunities to bring that monster out of him that Bray has tried to bring the monster out of Kane. He was successful. He tried to bring it out of Daniel Bryan, but, the storyline shifted and Daniel ended up, going back to his route and breaking away from the Wyatt family. They had one hell of a match with the Shield, probably the best match of the year so far. And then he loses to John Cena. But did he really lose to John Cena if his whole purpose in that match was to try to get Cena to turn? Like, if the whole point was to bring something out of him, there is still more time for him to bring it out of him. Because the Cena that we saw in the ring tonight had people excited. Like, they were starting to get, like, when he had that chair, and you knew he wasn't going to hit him. I think at least most people, he wasn't going to hit him. But he hit Eric Rowan, and I thought that would have been a DQ. I didn't. He's the weapon. Come on. But
I didn't.
I think that this is actually a good thing because now, Cena's legacy is intact for WrestleMania, so that doesn't go away. But I still think Bray versus Cena happens. Now, if they kill the angle and Bray goes on to something else, then I absolutely think it was a complete waste.
Yeah.
If it leads to something else, I'm all for it. All right, what about Taker now? First of all, I asked everybody else this. What was your reaction? Okay. What was your reaction phase? Was it seeing Two Girls, One Cup for the first time? Was it what was your reaction?
My reaction phase was, I think my face hit before anybody else's. I think mine was probably more extreme than the guy in the front rows because, to me, like, Undertaker shaped my childhood. Like, that streak, like, meant a lot to me. And then to kind of see a three fall, like, in that order, and then no bell ring, no music hits, no nothing, everybody just kind of stopped. I'm just like, what the fuck? I'm just kind of sitting there, and like I said, my face was probably worse than the guy in the front row.
Now, let me ask you this, though. This streak has been going on 21 years.
Mm-hmm.
Had Brock's music just hit right away, and it would have fully buried Undertaker, he would have walked out, everything. Do you think that almost would have killed the moment a little bit more? I think if something is that prestigious as the Undertaker streak, I think you have to let it sink in for a while. Because even Brock, looked, and I think that was the whole point. Anybody that's saying that he shouldn't have won, I don't think that Taker was supposed to win that match now. Everything that was happening, and I still think that if him and Daniel were supposed to face off and he wanted, it put Daniel so much over in the main event. But
absolutely.
I was worried about him not being able to go over after that Taker match. Did it impair the rest of the matches for you? Like when the Divas came on, and unfortunately the Divas had a great match, and a lot of people probably missed it. Did it impair the main event for you at all? Were you able to recover? And what was your process throughout the next two matches?
For me, like I'm a huge AJ fan. I've been watching her ever since NXT, so like I was excited for the Divas match, but then at the same time, like I said, Undertaker meant a lot to me, so I did my best to try and support AJ and watch that match, which, I mean, it was a great match still. Like, in my head, I'm like, this is a great match, but I feel like emotionally, like, as a fan, I could not entirely get over that one. And then main event-wise, I'll probably draw a lot of heat for this. I'm not a big Daniel Bryan fan. I'm not really big on him, so to me, I was the guy waiting for CM Punk to come out. I'm a huge CM Punk fan. I was waiting for him to come out and make some noise.
I can't blame you. I still think that if they had gone the route where Daniel was about to win and then Punk comes out and fucks over him, like I thought that would have been so sweet. No, this okay. I don't get into. I do fantasy booking a lot, but for everybody that's a CM Punk fan, I'm just going to indulge you for a minute, and then we're never going to talk about Punk again, like WWE. But if the Authority came out and was trying to beat down Daniel near the end, and then out comes CM Punk to try to help him and like go after the Authority, but then he fucked over Daniel Bryan, and like he joined the Authority, I thought there could be no bigger heel turn in the WWE.
That would have been genius.
Than Punk joining the Authority. But then I thought about it.
Yeah.
They wouldn't have been facing for the title. It just would have been Punk versus Daniel for no reason. And I was like, okay, I'm fine with that not happening. Oh, shit, Bray's going to win on screen. If you would have had CM Punk, well, now let's just get into kind of fantasy booking. How would you have had him return tonight, sir?
What I was thinking the entire time, because when it got to about the point where they pulled the most insane, oh my gosh moment ever with the RKO through the piece of bomb through the table. At that point, I kind of knew Punk wasn't really going to come out. But to me, what I would have done is not had Punk come out with the Authority. I would have waited till the match was over. And then, like they did with Randy Orton and Bray when everybody was getting ready to turn off their TVs and everything, I would hit Cult of Personality, have Punk walk out there, just have his presence known, and then have him come back the next Raw. And that's when he actually picks up his microphone and he starts to talk about how he deserved that main event. And he says, it's not your year anymore, Daniel, and this is where I'm going to come in and take your title from you.
I thought that would have been a good way to go. All right, sir, do you have YouTube, Twitter, anything you want to shout out?
Just my YouTube channel. It's pretty similar to Steve Drew Cook, but I appreciate it, man. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, have a good night, man. Oh, man. All right, let's run down all the results really quick. If you're watching, you weren't able to watch, you haven't gone on Wikipedia, Google, whatever. Let's cover all the matches in order, who won, and I'm going to give my quick recap on it for those of you who are waiting for my opinions on it. The opening match was Triple H versus Daniel Bryan. I thought it was one hell of a match. I thought they did a great job of selling it. I thought Triple H looked good. Daniel Bryan looked good. I wasn't expecting him to win so easily because I was still hoping for a heel Triple H, but Daniel Bryan did, in fact, beat Triple H in a really good match. Stephanie ringside pissed me off a little bit, but then I kind of liked her yelling all the time. The second match of the night was the tag team match, a six-man tag. Oh, let me start off with the pre-show. Sorry. The pre-show was actually a very, very good tag team match. It went about 15 minutes or so, I think. It was on the pre-show. The Real Americans came down to the end. First, Los Matadores got eliminated. Jack Swagger made one of them tap out after El Torito tried to take them all out on the outs. It was just a crazy spot fest. You can watch that on the WWE Network or YouTube. I'm not sure if it's going to go up there. But then Ryback got eliminated, and then it came down to Real Americans and the Usos after Cesaro hit his moves on Ryback. And the Usos were able to win. I thought they were going for like a double. When they both went to the corner for the splash, I thought that he was going to get out of the way and then spin both of them, but he didn't. The Usos retained. After the match, the Real Americans had a fight. Swagger was going to put him in the ankle lock. He starts to. He lets him go. And then Cesaro's looking at him, and finally Cesaro gets up, goes to shake his hand, spins him 11 times. And Cesaro says, I'm done with it, and walks away. All right? Then comes the opening of the pay-per-view. And let me just say, I thought they absolutely nailed the opening of the pay-per-view. Hulk Hogan comes out, fucks up numerous times, doesn't even call it the Superdome. The crowd just ripped him a new one. Stone Cold comes out and gives him shit for it. The Rock comes out. It was just one hell of a segment to start off the pay-per-view. Kudos to WWE. They absolutely nailed that opening segment. Hopefully you've got to see it. Next came the Andre the Giant Battle Royale with the guy I said would be in and the guy I said would win and the guy that people on Twitter told me, Tubby, you're a fucking idiot. He's not even in said Battle Royale. He's on the pre-show. There's no way he's going to win it. Well, guess what? Antonio Cesaro won the Battle Royale. Cesaro was one of the surprise entrants, although they weren't really a surprise. They just kind of filled the ring, and the only two guys that came out were Big Show and Sheamus. It came down in the end to Cesaro and Big Show, and there was a lot of good spots. Kofi Kingston got thrown over the turnbuckle post. kind of grabbed itself a little bit, fell on his back, but his feet were still on the steps in the corner. It was one hell of a spot. I thought it was crazy. But in the end, it came down to, I think, Alberto Del Rio, Big Show, Cesaro, and Sheamus, I think. Yeah, and then Del Rio put on the cross arm breaker on Sheamus. Sheamus picks him up. He goes to put him over the top rope. They both fall over. So it looks like Sheamus and Del Rio are going to continue to feud. I don't know. And then it came down to Cesaro and Big Show. Cesaro tries numerous times to clothesline Big Show over the rope. It's not working. Big Show kind of fights back. Cesaro goes up top on the ropes, and Big Show just swats him out of the air. But in the end, Cesaro picks him up on his shoulder, a la WrestleMania 3 style, and throws Big Show over the top rope. Antonio Cesaro not only broke up with the Real Americans, went on to win the Andre the Giant Battle Royale. I was so happy for Cesaro. Next up, John Cena took on Bray Wyatt in what I thought was a great match psychology-wise. I thought psychology-wise, it was the best match of the night. John Cena ended up beating Bray Wyatt, but it was never about the wins or losses. Match number 5, Brock Lesnar took on The Undertaker in surprising fashion, which nobody expected. Brock Lesnar, in fact, beat The Undertaker. We're still talking about that. AJ Lee won the Vicky Guerrero Divas Championship Invitational, and now I think this is going to make Vicky leave tomorrow. She's going to say she's done, because apparently there's rumors going around that she's starting another business venture. In the main event, it was Randy Orton and Batista coming out first. Daniel Bryan comes out injured. After, I was worried about this, because Taker lost. The crowd really wasn't into the Divas match. When Daniel Bryan first came out, they really weren't into him. For the first 5 minutes of the match, the crowd really didn't give a shit about it. But after everything the Authority did to try to stop him, Evolution ganged up on Daniel Bryan. Triple H comes out. Stephanie comes out. There was sledgehammers. Daniel was overcoming all of it. Randy and Batista ended up working together after Triple H got sent in the back with a shot to the face. Batista and Randy worked together and absolutely destroyed him on the outside. Batista hit a Batista bomb. Orton caught him as he's going through the Spanish announce table for an RKO. It was an absolute destruction of Daniel Bryan. That's exactly what I was hoping for. If Daniel won the title, I wanted it to go Daniel Bryan versus Triple H and then straight into the main event of Daniel Bryan, Randy Orton, Batista. I'm now glad they didn't do that because of the way it was booked. I thought they did an absolutely swell job of where they went and everything they threw at Daniel Bryan. At one point, Hell in a Cell with Mankind. He got stretchered out, but he gets off the stretcher, comes back down. Gets hit with there was a bazooka, there was a Batista bomb, there was a flurry with an RKO. But in the end, Daniel Bryan, in fact, overcame Randy Orton Batista, won the championship. There was confetti, and he walks away as overcoming the Authority. All right, I want to go to the Wade Barrett tweets here. I want to look at some of these as we're going to go ahead and put in the main event right now. We're going to talk about this, and we're going to be taking a call 619-618-0268 here very, very shortly. We've got Daniel Bryan. Let's throw in Batista. And then, of course, we've got Randy Orton as the WWE champion. Let me just say, I was honestly thinking going into tonight that they would pull a heel move and let Batista or Randy Orton walk out as champion. And I know a lot of people are probably going to get mad at this. I would have been okay with that because I want to see Triple H versus Daniel Bryan carry on. Hopefully it'll carry on with the titles now. All right, what would your reaction have been if Wade Barrett had came out? It became a triple threat match with Barrett, Brock, and Taker, and Wade wins. Pure rage, says John. Justin says pissed. Brett says, I would be glad because they did nothing after the loss. Brock just walked out. Antonio Franco said it would have eased the pain. All right, let's see what else we've got. We've got a bunch of them. Disrespectful, says Reese. I would have been pissed. If anyone except Taker, I would have loved it. Darian kind of laugh and then get angry. I would have wanted Taker to choke slam him off his podium. I think that would have been a good thing. Bad News comes out, he breaks the streak, and then he fucking choke slams him, and then he says, That's for bragging rights 2010. And then he walks away. I think that would have been sweet. TPK Studio says, I think people in the crowd would try to kill Wade. Wade would become the number 1 heel in the company. Jose said he would have been surprised. Brendan says he would have been pumped. Ryan says that would have been a huge spark to the Taker saga. Cody says it actually would have softened the blow for me. Heel Predator says he would have laughed. I would still be disappointed. Undertaker was breathless and awful in the match, if I'm being honest, says Dirty Potato. If Bad News Barrett came out, it would have made Barrett a huge heel, but it would also push Barrett in a way. Absolutely. C-Man says the ultimate heel move would have been a kick-ass Team Barrett and Brock. Manager Morris Code says would have put him over to the point where I would have to shit in my pants. I'm still wondering where Punk is. Dyer says I would have probably just sat down and see what would come of it. I'd be so angry nobody would show respect to Taker, says Ryan. Oh, there's a bunch of them, guys. I'm trying to go through all of them. So, Mr. 25, Barrett News Barrett needs a push. And for him to interrupt Taker, it would have created more drama. Tony said, man, I'm here in New Orleans. I can't believe that Undertaker lost. I don't think most people can believe it. I think it would have been awesome for Bad News Barrett, but WWE respects Taker too much to do that. Absolutely. Bray Wyatt looked amazing tonight, and it would suck just like main event on Ion Television. All right, let's take a call. What is up? Who is this? All right, thanks for your call. Hey, what is up? Who is this?
What?
Hey, what's up? Who is this?
Oh, you actually answered.
Yeah, what's up? How's it going? All right, what match you want to talk about?
I just want to talk about the Undertaker match real fast. I know you've been talking about it a lot.
No, that's fine.
But,
all right, first of all, let me ask you this. What was your reaction?
Okay, so I was sitting in my living room watching WrestleMania with my uncle, who is been to 3 WrestleManias and has seen every WrestleMania since the beginning. His favorite wrestler is The Undertaker, and he's been a wrestling fan for 40-plus years.
All right.
And we're sitting there, we're watching the match, and we had like a little discussion about the match in between. And I looked at him like every WrestleMania, because I've been a wrestling fan for like 7-8 years now, and this is my 6th WrestleMania in a row. And I looked at him and I said, every WrestleMania I go in, I'm like, okay, Undertaker's going to win. And there's that one little thing that goes across my mind, what if he loses? And as soon as I said, what if he loses, the ref counted 3. And I feel like, I know I didn't script it, but deep down in my messed up life, I feel like I jinxed The Undertaker. And it's really just, I was shocked. And I was just like, what just happened? And we just sat in my living room silent. And then when that one guy came on with the first guy in the front row, we just started laughing, and then we all just went back to silence. And I was like, I'm in a bad dream. That did not just happen.
I know a lot of people are shocked, and a lot of people. Are you mad because it was Taker losing to Brock Lesnar, a part-timer? Or are you just shocked that the streak of 21 years has finally came to an end? Were you more upset with the fact that the streak was over, or the fact who beat the streak?
It was, I've been reading, like, I'm big on, like, going backstage and finding all the backstage stuff. And I did read an article that said that supposedly back in, like, 2002, that Brock Lesnar was supposed to end the streak at WrestleMania 19, I think, or 20, they said. And I was like, okay, that's weird. But when it happened tonight, I'm more shocked that it ended. I thought when WrestleMania 20 happened, when Shawn and Triple H walked up on the stage, they took their final bow and they left. I thought that should have been it right there. They should have never had the CM Punk match. They should have never had the Brock Lesnar match. It should have been done there.
Yeah, I think 20-0 was the word, because they put out the 20-0 DVD. And I was like, so you add one match and it's a 21-0 DVD. I do think, and I'm going to stick by this statement. I think when they release the Undertaker DVD regarding his streak and losing and everything that went into it, if they make one, I think it will be the best-selling DVD of all time. I think, or one of the best-selling, because I think I hope we get to see some of that. You know, like I want Taker to come on stream, but after watching him tonight, you know, a lot of people said he should have stopped at 20-0, like exactly like you said, the Punk match never should have happened. I thought absolutely 20-0 was the perfect place to end it. But after watching him tonight, even if Brock had won, I mean, even if Brock hadn't won, Taker just didn't seem the same in that match. He looked absolutely fantastic with Punk, and I'm not one to ever complain about somebody's age, or because Taker can still go. He can do a hell of a lot fucking more than I ever could. So, I mean, it's unfair for us to say what Taker can and can't do. I think all year long people say, can Taker still go? And you saw tonight, he can still go, but it just doesn't feel like Taker. It feels like it's passed a little bit. So now that it's over, does this open up a match at WrestleMania without the pressures of the streak for Sting or somebody else, or is this it for Undertaker? Is he done in your opinion, sir? You're on the clock. Is he done tomorrow night? Is he retiring, or is he going to be at WrestleMania 31? You're on the spot to the millions and millions.
I'm actually looking in the chat right now, and someone actually made a good point. What if tomorrow night Undertaker comes out for a speech, and he's like, "I'm leaving," and Sting comes in and sets up for WrestleMania 31? They're probably not going to do that, but what if that happens?
What if he comes out tomorrow and says he's going to...
Not Batista. Why did I say Batista? Sting versus Undertaker at WrestleMania, and then it's like a perfect setup because they don't have to fight for the streak, and it's just the one grudge match everyone wants, that everyone wanted since for like 20 years now.
Well, I think that with the streak now, if they do it with a streak not on the line, because I think every year, right, you want a match that the streak is like in jeopardy. And Sting coming in, wrestling in a shirt, isn't the guy to put fear in breaking the streak. Like, I don't care how you do the promos. There's no way you can put Sting as a guy that could beat the streak. So I honestly think, booking-wise, if they were to do a Sting versus Taker match, the dream match people want, with the streak not being there, I think that's the perfect motivation for a match with Sting.
Yeah. And another thing I just want to say, me and my uncle, when we were sitting there and we were watching, like, I'm a Daniel Bryan fan. I've been a Daniel Bryan fan since NXT, and I was sitting there and I was watching, and when he won, I looked at him and said, "Under who?"
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, 21-1. I was like, "What's 21-1? That's what?" Like, when everyone was like in shock, like, if you notice when they had the Divas match, no one, like, there was a little bit of commentary and they kept mentioning the streak. No one was active in the crowd. It was just silence. And then when it ended, it was like, and then it was silence. But then when the main event came on, Daniel Bryan won, everyone was excited. No one remembered what the streak was. Everyone was chanting yes, and everyone was excited.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, you have YouTube or Twitter? Anything you want to shout out, sir?
Yeah, follow me on Twitter at @TheJagFTW.
All right, sir. Thank you very much for your call. I appreciate it. All right, guys. This has been a crazy, crazy WrestleMania. Like we said, Undertaker losing was absolutely insane. Daniel Bryan winning kind of made up for it. But I think if they're going to do a Sting Taker match, especially two guys kind of, and I'm going to say this, past their prime, without the pressure of the streak being on it, it makes me more excited because I don't think they should ever waste a match for Taker's streak. And whether people hate me or, you know, I think if people want to see Sting versus Taker at 31, if the streak was on the line, Sting is not a viable contender to beat the streak. Taking that pressure away maybe allows Taker just to be Undertaker. Maybe it allows him to retire. Maybe he's gone from the WWE forever. All we know is WWE did something that we're going to be talking about for years to come. The WWE did the one thing that everybody said was predictable. They said Taker was going to win. There was no chance in hell Brock Lesnar would win. And look what happened. The WWE shocked the world. Everybody in that arena couldn't believe it. And look where it went. This is absolutely crazy, guys. This is one of my last live streams on YouTube. If you follow me, you like gameplay, all that good stuff. My live streams are now on twitch.tv/TubbyEmu. There's a link in the description. Go over there. Hit that follow button. Unlike YouTube, you'll actually get a notification when I go live. If you hit the follow button, subscribe, whatever, you'll actually get a notification when I go live. And the live streams will restart this week, next week, somewhere upcoming soon. So those will be happening pretty often. The Yes Morning Show may be making a return, especially after WrestleMania last night. So I want to thank everybody for coming out to this tonight post-show. Currently 11:23. And WrestleMania 30 was one to talk about. Whether you liked the results, you hated them, the WWE went out there and put on, to the best of my knowledge, the best WrestleMania in the last 5 years. Overall show, the best WrestleMania in the last 5 years. You may agree, you may disagree, but either way, guys. My name is Tubby. I want to thank you so much for coming to this live results show. It actually went a little bit longer than I thought. If you weren't able to get in a call with me, tweet at me right now. If you use the hashtag, I'll answer questions for the next 15 minutes, 10, 15 minutes. I'll try to answer as many as I can. Use the hashtag #AskTubbyAboutMania. Hashtag #AskTubbyAboutMania. If you include that hashtag, I'll try to go through as many questions as possible. Make sure to use that. Hashtag AskTubbyAboutMania. Use that 15-minute Q&A, and then I'm going to head off to bed. But I want to thank you guys all for tuning in. Until next time, my name is Tubby Emo, guys. I hope you have a wonderful night. I hope you enjoyed Mania. My personal rating, 9 out of 10. I give it a thumbs up. I thought they killed it. Until next time, we will see you guys later.